gets the disc. Last effort till Paddy gets the disc. Hold on to Frisbee. Maintain possession. Maintain possession. Good. That's all go. Get it. Take it out here. I think that's the most achievable option, really.
Pay for that?
Yeah, man. Oh, mate. I recognise that before you go when I stop there. Like, you know what?
And welcome to round 5 of Adelaide Super League 15. My name is Phil Shields.
And I'm George.
It would be a ripper of a game, possibly, in my opinion, if it weren't for the fact that Riptide are down 4 of their main players versus Flies that are only missing Siddharth Srinivasan.
Yeah, that's true, and they're not just any players, they're quite key players. Shantanu Malhotra, Big Cutter, Deng Singong, kind of a bit of utility, everything, and of course Eddie Baddock's a big handler.
Look, I just want to talk about Deng Singong and like, a couple of weeks ago, he had a job to shut down Joel Pillar. He did that well. Like, on defense, he is an animal, in my opinion. The way that he can read people's cuts and, like, just shut them down. He stays very close to them. Andy Baddock, you just mentioned as well, a strong, solid handler position out. That's going to cost them, I think, a little bit on paper. How many points difference do you think that might be worth in the end?
Well, look, that defense by Deng Singong is so invaluable. It just causes so many turnovers every game because it suffocates the handlers. Well, he's one of the best handler defenders in South Australia, along with Nathan Dignam, who is playing for the Northern Flyers.
Yeah. And I like that word, suffocates. He does suffocate the offense when he's playing defense. A little bit trigger happy at sometimes when he's got the disc in his hand, but overall I think he's worth the value for money that you see in him.
Absolutely.
So we've had the toss. Northern Flyers electing to pull left side of screen. No, this is the second game in round 5, the later evening time slot. How did you find, because you commentated the first game, how did you find the wind affected that?
The wind wasn't too strong, so the wind was going from right to left on your screen right now, and both sides were scoring a lot. At the start of the game, most of the scores were upwind, so...
That's a big difference from round 1. Of course, you can go back and watch all of our games on ULTI.TV. Also, this live cast brought to you by Peak Performance. You can go check out Peak Performance. They're here based in Adelaide, but they do a lot of online coaching. Anything you want at all, even if it's just mental skills. As we get ready for the pull from Northern Flyers, I can't quite see who has it in their hand at the moment.
Vishal Narayan.
Narayan has the pull.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bit of a short one. It will roll. Dignam lets it go. It's going to come back, but it's going to be close to the far sideline. In fact, it rolls out. Petrie will pick it up.
Yeah, I think this visual is not quite right. I think the Northern Flyers are in white, and the Southside Riptide are the ones in blue.
Absolutely, yeah. Good call there.
But that's all right. We'll get underway.
So Riptide in blue as Petrie starts proceedings with a big, deep look. Dignam rises high, second shelf, top shelf stuff, and we talk about conservation of greatness.
That's right.
Just there.
Every great catch comes with a bad throw.
Comes with a price.
That was a great grab by Dignam as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Did all the hard work.
He read the flight beautifully. I can't remember if it was Donaldson who was on the defensive side of him, but he just managed to create that space, created a bit of a bubble around himself and just rose up to the occasion as Eichner receives the pull from Narayan, not the pull, the inbound disc.
Yep. Edgeworth is having quite a nice league so far, recovering from his injury. Speaking of recovering from injury, Samantha McKenzie as well. She's recovered from that same car crash that Alfie Edgeworth was in. And they both come back beautifully and recovered well. Get a great throw there.
Great throw.
It's
great read by McKenzie.
Straight to Edgeworth.
Teammates for life, I reckon. They've got a special bond, McKenzie and Edgeworth now.
Yep. I say a great throw. It was the first adjective that came out of my mouth. I did not see what's happening downfield, but...
It's a great throw if you're McKenzie at the back there who can read it as you just see it there. And then has the vision to see Edgeworth in big space. Doesn't even have to yell for the disc as they score their first goal, essentially upwind.
Yep, McKenzie just stay in the back of that pack.
So we just change colours for you so you can denote each team accurately. Riptide blue, Flyers in white. Riptide open their account. Good work.
Yep, thank you Rex as well for fixing up that visual.
Rex, mainstay of ULTI.TV. I don't think we could do without him. If he goes, then this whole live stream goes. In fact, ULTI.TV might be shut down for a good year or two.
That's true. Well, the Australian part of it for sure.
Absolutely.
Of course, also doing a lot of work in Europe, doing a lot of local European tournaments.
Yeah, and New Zealand as well.
Yep. So we got a nice chat here by the Southside Riptide. Happy with their first point.
Not a lot to talk about at the moment, just having 1 point. I'm sure they have a lot more to say if someone blows this out with a 2-point, 3-point lead even.
That's true. Northern Flyers tries to take this match, would give them clear first place.
Eichner, big backhand outside in, comes back into play. Petrie receives it on the chest. Nice safe mark. Throws it a little bit low, but nothing to trouble Christie.
Yep. Nothing, no dramas so far. You get Sean Davis starting off in the stack, front of stack, marked by Sean Lace. So we've got that Sean matchup.
Sorondo's first touch causes Davis to go to turf.
Wachtel playing 2 games in a row. Usually a load management kind of person. Only plays 1 every 2 games, but playing both. That was a great grab.
That was a great grab.
Reaches out for it. Sorondo.
Not surprised. Sorondo looking for the end zone there. And Mazar unable to back up because the defensive Eichner takes position.
That's just great positioning by Eichner right there. Just blocking off the natural momentum of that disc. That was always going to float away from him. As on this side, we get Lace picking up the disc. And as we notice here, Southside Riptide, they do a back of stack into an undercut, as opposed to the East Adelaide Force from last game, who do back of stack to a break side cut. I think this is the more standard procedure.
A lot of cycling out and in by Riptide.
A lot of threatening throwers here.
So a lot of room on the break side at the moment for a throw over the top there. Roberts doesn't have that throw. Narayan might. As out the back, Froud points to the break side. Warren White, what will he do? Will he look? It's opened up the field both sides now.
Just goes off the line.
Raises the back foot gently as catches before the left is planted to make that score. Riptide now 2. Look, if they get a third one here, I'm expecting Flyers to call a timeout. Would you agree with that?
I think I would agree with that. I think that happened last game as well. The West Beach Titans got up 3 points.
In fact, they've jumped the gun on us. They don't want to let it to go to a 3-point blowout. They want to do it right now.
They might have heard you. They just wanted to prove you wrong.
Exactly. We're going to go to an ad break. We'll be back shortly.
Nova Scotia Electric, become a member.
Welcome back. We're still in this timeout. So, look, recapping how the road to round 5 for each of these teams. Can you do that for us, George?
Yeah, sure. So Northern Flyers are currently in first place, sole possession of first place, being 3 wins and 1 loss. So winning this game would just extend that lead. The Southside Riptide are currently 2-2, so they want to tie up the Northern Flyers, with, of course, the other 2 teams, both 2-3. So if Northern Flyers can get out to a 4-1 lead, and the other 3 teams at 2-3, that would be a big advantage for them.
Yeah, but Flyers not in the driver's seat to do that at the moment.
Still early on in the game, so plenty of time to catch up. Last week, their offense looked fantastic, with Patrick Christie and Sean Davis leading that.
Yeah. Look, Davis is a workhorse for this Flyers team. We saw him in that opening point just having to put his body on the line as he went ho and saved his team from a turnover. But unfortunately wasn't able to save them from going down for both points. So we'll need a captain's game from, I think, Davis if the Flyers are to regain these lost 2 initial points.
I definitely agree with that. He's one of the key players. But it also needs some help from Dignam, people like Patrick Christie. Patrick Christie especially. Very annoying kind of player to mark.
He's got old man wiles at the moment, I think, many years before his time, much to my chagrin. If I'm ever on the field at the same time he is and he's not on the same team as me, because I like to think that I can sometimes outsmart these youngsters. But when they're getting so savvy as they are, it makes it very hard for me. I don't have the savvy over them, and I definitely don't have the speed. As we speak to Christie, to Dignam.
Yeah, it's one of his favourite throws, the high release backhand. Throw it over the defender's arms, and Nazar just puts it deep. And speaking of which...
Oh! Maybe he should have laid out.
He had that in his hands. He could have caught that.
That's a clean drop. Look, straight through the hands here. Bang, into the hands and out of them. I said maybe if he went home, he would have felt more comfortable, and the natural kinesthetic ability and agility would have kicked in. His hands would have clasped around that disc, and he would have taken it to ground, hit the ground, but still had it. But he stayed on his feet, and he didn't catch it.
Yeah.
That's very unusual for Sean Davis.
And he just said he had to have a captain's game to pull this one back.
Did I put the mockers on him? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, maybe. It's possible.
Commentary curse.
Bit of commentary curse. I was just talking about how there were no turnovers last game, and then they turned it over straight away. So
it's captain to captain. Lace. Davis on the mark. Lace puts it up high. Eichner's there. Donaldson has the height, but Eichner slightly more advanced in the skill set of the read. Puts it to Mackenzie. Won't have to worry too much about the sideline as he takes the score.
And that's a 3-0 start.
So Mackenzie with an assist and with a score. If you've got him down for fantasy, you're doing well at the moment.
Absolutely. Now, here's where you predicted a timeout, 3-0, but they called it last point, so I was wondering if they'd call another one back-to-back.
I think if they give it another one, like they've got to conserve them, I think, for later in the game and just sort of like talk on the line. It's way too early to use up 2 valuable timeouts in a game, I think, this early in. I would probably even hold off till, I don't know, 5, 6, maybe 6-ish. I'm think 5. It's really hard to say because you don't want to go down 7-love in the first half. You do have to get a bit of a rally behind you.
I think the Northern Flyers would back themselves to not give up 5 or 6 in a row. So,
well, they had the opportunity then, that's for certain. So it's not as though they're doing anything wrong too badly other than not grabbing their scores.
Yeah, it's mostly just basic disc errors, and especially from Sean Davis, you definitely don't expect that.
Fundamentals of Frisbee 101. Has anyone published a how to read ABC's Frisbee book? I'd like to see that as a children's version. Frisbee, how to read ABCs. And nice big pictures, diagrams, pancake catches, eyes on the disc all the way to the hand. Rule of thirds in there, nice big graphics, simple sort of stuff. Sesame Street style even.
Yeah, it hasn't been much of a market for that because currently Ultimate is mostly picked up by university students, so they're a bit past that level.
Maybe they are, but I still think the basics should be there. And if it's done in a fun format, hey, what a good present that would make for a teammate.
Oh, I definitely agree. And especially now that many Ultimate people in the community are having children.
Yeah. Absolutely, I like that.
Get them in early.
Oh, and Roberts had a chance.
He had a sniff of that, but he just wasn't aware of it.
No.
Get Turnbull, the other young gun here.
Sorondo blocking the... He's going deep now. Eichner poaching off. Dari.
As they just surround him, they tried to stop everything, but Edgeworth just caught off balance.
Yeah, and Edgeworth way behind Petrie. Petrie has had power position.
And Patrick Christie, what a grab.
Gee, I like that matchup there, Roberts versus Christie. I thought Roberts might have had a whiff himself there, but Christie just timing that to perfection.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if that was Roberts' man. I think he might have been marking Dignam, but unfortunately had to mark 2 there, as Narayan was lagging behind.
He did a good job to be in the hunt for that disc. But Christie having better position overall. And look, put that down to an Edgeworth mismarked, giving Petrie the power play on that one.
Yeah, they were just trying to suffocate this sideline here. Diwas not the best thrower, so they thought they could completely trap him here, just completely surround him. Even Lace jumped off the stack and just came into the side.
Yeah.
But he got the bailout. Petrie coming with the good cut. A lot of subs here for the Northern Flyers. I see 3 people coming off. Patrick Christie is happy about that grab.
He is.
Usually not much of a receiver. Mostly hangs back in the handler space. Capable of doing that work though. And the Northern Flyers do not go 5 points down, thankfully for them. Thankfully for us, as we may get a more entertaining game.
Absolutely, we like close games. Mazar, trademark sort of like roller, but probably a bit too much into the roll. Didn't get the distance he wanted.
Yeah. You really got to put some momentum into those ones, and it's too easy. White juggling that one a little bit.
Ryan. One of the two, was it Froud?
And Riptide really getting a lot of free discs coming up. The Northern Fly's only really tightening up once it gets to the end zone. But everything up looks easy. Nice. No need to lay out for that one.
A well-weighted disc there. See that again on the replay, number 2, Narayan. Few cuts coming down the line. Eichner, number 1, that's looked off. See one from the back of the stack, pulls out, seeing that possibly a captain wants it, and just floated enough. I thought Lace might have to lay for that one, but had enough tread on his shoes to just have to lean down and make a very casual catch in the end.
Yeah, if you run fast enough, you don't need to lay out.
That's what they keep telling me, but I don't seem to do that.
I like to say that's a motto of Nathan Dingnam's life. He's a very fast player himself. He never really needs to lay out because he just runs fast enough to get there.
One reason to work on your speed, kiddies.
Yeah, Sean Lace just finessing Sean Davis there as well with a big shoulder fake, pretending he was going backwards and then just cut up the line to beat him there. Yeah,
and look, I think Davis had position in terms of triangulation, but it was a well-weighted disc in front of the play, so that's why Lace was able to get that.
Yeah, and of course, when you are on offense, you know what you're going to run, whereas the defense has to react to you, so...
Yep.
And Sean Lace just has that acceleration to just beat anybody. If he gets that first step on you, you've been burnt already.
He is very good with that sort of like stutter step to make you unsure of what he's going to do in terms of defensive plays you can put on him.
Yep. Yeah, Petrie and Christie with disc back here.
Christie looks for the dump.
And not much in the stack. And it seems to be a bit messy right now as well. So there's move between them in the handler space.
Handler's frustrated.
Davis.
How frustrated are they? Davis, Narayan, Eichner. Davis going around.
Almost got it,
Almost got it, yeah. He read it probably best out of everyone. Couple going deep. Froud pointed. Warren White said it's going to hang. There's going to be a few underneath it. Warren White with a height. Number 13 comes down with a disc. Riptide out to a 4-point lead.
That's just a great grab right there. Showing these kids how it's done. Puts it. As you watch. He just had position the whole time. He's taller than everybody. He's smarter than everybody. And he beats everybody.
What can't you do when your name is Warren White? That's what I want to know.
It's true. Coach outbreak to a top 4 finish at Nationals.
Yeah, he's a great all-rounder. Like I said, is there anything that boy cannot do? I'm sure he'll be playing in the Masters and a key position there as well for Outbreak, the local Adelaide club.
Yeah, I'm not sure what his plans are with that.
With the family life might get the better of him?
He's actually the head coach for the mountain team.
Ah,
so
okay.
He might be too preoccupied with that.
I need to keep on top of all the goss. It's not even goss, it's it's pretty straightforward stuff. And here I am sitting comfortably in my director's chair, watching the game casually from the sideline.
Not having any idea what Warren White is doing in his ultimate career. That's okay.
That's okay. He can have a dig at me if I have a dig at him. I don't think I'll be doing that though. Lay. I was actually referring to...
He got a touch.
Yeah, he wants everyone
Claiming.
to know. Three fantasy points. When I said lay, I was actually asking Wachtel to do it, but Eichner heard me.
I don't think there's any chance of Wachtel laying there. The lazy boy. But Eichner, of course, doing the work there. Claiming the touch as well. Get Edgeworth here. To Warren White, and then we got a lot of half-hearted cuts here from the stack. Eichner, of course.
Big break side. Froud on the ground.
Great awareness there.
Nice roll catch.
Yeah, I don't think he was an intended recipient, but managed to clean it up.
Let's see.
So I think this throw is meant to go to Lace.
I think he saw it there.
Oh, Roberts.
I think he did see Roberts.
Okay. Froud.
That's Froud, sorry, yeah. Now you're getting me to do it.
Yes, yes. I've confused myself and you. So good to see a good turnout from both teams. Plenty of subs, plenty of resting, which means we'll get the highest quality of athleticism here, I think.
So, look, we had a discussion about the strength of both of these teams at the beginning. Malhotra out, Baddock's out, Sang out. And we were thinking, at least I won't necessarily throw you under the bus with me, that maybe Flyers would be in a stronger position. But Riptide showing the way that their subs, their reserves, equal to the task.
Yeah, well, if I'm going to be honest with you, I was thinking the same thing. And Northern Flyers, of course, being top of the table, having their full strength squad, I really thought they were going to come away with it. But the Southside Riptide are up to the challenge.
Kudos to them.
Yeah, and of course, their reserves are Ryan Froud, I believe, and Samantha McKenzie, who have been having some a great game tonight.
Yeah, nothing wrong with Mackenzie's game, that's for certain. As we saw then, Froud equal to the task to pull his body on the line to catch goal. Turnbull free, youngster, big fake. Christie, double fake step, Mackenzie, defensive. Lace straight on Davis.
Very close to the line there. Not sure if it was out, but no one's checking that. Mackenzie not quite able to kill with Christie there.
Oh, Saronda, I think that's going to beat them all. The back line's going to beat them all, I believe. Yes, Dignan bails because he reckons he's about 2 to 3 metres outside that back end zone line. See it creeping up on them there.
Yep. Just put it a bit too far. We saw a few of those in the previous game, especially by Ogden. Thrown a few too far, but.
It can be a bit hard if you're not really aware of how far up the field you are and how far you've got to go. Sometimes it can feel like you're only halfway when you're knocking on the door and you just put it a little bit further than you need to.
Yep. Usually when you throw in practice, you're throwing 2 people. But when you're in this situation, you throw to space, and it's just slightly different.
Mackenzie's going. Nothing given to him. Oh, it's a high. Whoa!
Oh, what a grab.
Get your magic claw out. I want to get out that doll from that big box if I can use Narayan's hands.
Yeah, and maybe those gloves that are paying dividends right now. He goes up the line and gets the disc back. Eichner here.
Just the Narayan show you this point. Eichner going long to the end zone.
Got a pick call, so play will stop. Yeah, Lace here. The captains match up, Sean versus Sean.
Christie peels off like he did a few weeks ago to get that big D off of Joel Pillar. Does it again for another 3 fantasy points. 3 fantasy points, sorry. And is this Flyers' chance to get another one back?
Yeah, just took a gamble on that one and it paid off well. He's got a great breakthrough there by Turnbull. Wouldn't expect that from a youngster, but showing that he's got a whole arsenal of throws here. This back, Sorondo. And we're just in the end zone. And Mazar just makes it look easy.
He does. Well, Mackenzie puts his body on the line.
That's another goal for Christie. It's a couple for him now. Actually, he scored both the Northern Flyers goals.
What I really like here is the composure of Sorondo, the composure of Davis and Mazar to do the fake, to eventually just walk it in while they're in their red zone. Really good stuff. So Flyers now getting their second point on the board, only trailing by 4. I say only, but still a big margin.
Yeah, and that margin can disappear quickly. I think with Northern Flyers team, they're great on defense, and they also play offense very fast.
So maybe only now the brain cells are kicking in for the Flyers, realising the hole that they dug for themselves and that they need to do something. They can't just take it easy, assuming that they've got this easy run just because Riptide are down 3-4 of their main players.
Yep, that's absolutely right. Still got Sean Lace, who can make big plays, and of course Jonathan Warren-White, who's always a threat anywhere.
Yeah.
Just a lot of threats on both teams.
Who is the triple threat?
Sorry?
Who's the triple threat on the team?
Not sure.
Warren White, I think, for Riptide.
Yeah.
Who would be a triple threat for White?
Probably Sean Davis.
Davis, I think. I'd have to agree with you.
He gets another pulling opportunity here. Not quite on screen. There he is. Hasn't had many of those this game. Actually, yeah, hasn't had many of those this game. They haven't scored many points. Here we go. Oh, just pulls out of the catch.
Yeah, he thought the sideline was closer than it was. And I think he jumped out because he thought he was right on the sideline.
Or do you think he just wasn't confident in himself for
That's a good call. I wouldn't have thought that, but it definitely could have been a factor in pulling out. There's no sun in his eyes. Look, I think it was a pretty straightforward catch at this level.
Yep, and we get the first zone look of the game.
Possibility for a Callahan.
Yeah, still in the end zone.
Sean Lace won't want to throw that.
And they're finally out of the end zone, so the possibility of Callahan decreases, but we throw it backwards and a foul is called on the mark.
Yeah, just a bit of shoulder contact there, I think, by Donaldson.
Yeah.
I think a bit of pushing through by Narayan as well, but both players moving. Defense moving, not stationary. Narayan well within his rights to call that foul.
Yep. And just like last game, seems like it's a bit of a pommy zone. So the standard forward
over this side, we've got Frau just free as a bird asking for it.
Yeah, it's a very tough throw to get it to this side though. So they're just going to throw it around Mackenzie. Of course, it's nice to have a player like that as your reserve. Oh, no look. Over the top.
Love that.
Casual as you like. Froud calling for this.
Froud should just go. Oh, it's not high enough.
Rondo, great.
The look was there. The intent was purposeful and just not high enough. There you can see Froud coming into the play. If it went over Sorondo's head,
would have been perfect.
Home clean.
Meanwhile, big throw back. It's floaty. It's going to take catching.
7 players underneath the flat ball. Surprised at no call there.
The Riptide do just enough to put that one to ground. Yeah, that defensive play by Sorondo before. Fantastic. It would have been all over if that went over his head. We got another deep put here.
Sean puts it well and truly to the advantage, but where is that back line?
It's out. Petrie's calling it
2
out.
to 3 metres past that back line.
Just a little bit too much on it. He did really well there, though, to put his body in the way.
Yeah, it was a good look. I've got to agree with a sideline comment there by Eichner to the team captain. Good look, just unfortunate again that I think this right side of screen is deceptive for the players at the moment. They really aren't reading where the back of that end zone line is. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure as well. It's upwind as well, so maybe they're trying to put a little bit too much into it.
Turn. No, that's Dignam. Dignam could lay for this. Is he going to? He is.
Doesn't lay often.
That was well worth seeing. I'm glad he did. I would have loved to see him come up with that one, though.
That was so close.
Well worth the effort. I like to see reward for effort. Let's see, take 2. Mackenzie's got it in his hand. We had Froud deep. We had Sorondo in the deep space defensively. Didn't want to put it that time, but it was still on again. Froud free as a bird again.
Yeah, once again, that throw is extremely difficult to put. So they thought against it as Froud goes deep.
Off
Lace
screen.
can put this anywhere.
Yeah, Lace isn't going to make the same mistake twice either. So once bitten, twice shy for this Riptide team, which could give Flyers a bit of a whiff. We've got Roberts over the other side.
Edgeworth definitely could have put that as well. He has the throw too, but plays it safe, plays it smart.
Through the middle.
So many opportunities.
There's going to be a walk-in goal here for Riptide.
I think so. They're looking clean here.
Swing, swing.
Not in called. Oh, never mind. They changed their mind.
Well, this is in Adelaide Super League 15. This is the biggest blowout that we have seen. It's taken us, we're in round 5, the second. It's taken us 10 matches to get this right. 10 matches, I believe.
I think so.
To get here for what's a 5-point lead.
Yeah, and very unexpected as well for this to be the team that's blowing the Northern Flyers out.
Totally agree with that.
Of course, in the first game of the season, East Adelaide Force went up against the Northern Flyers, who were missing, I think, 5 of their players, including a lot of key players, including their captain, Sean Davis, and it wasn't as much of a blowout as this.
No.
So maybe Southside Riptide have figured something out in the halfway point of the season.
I just have no answer for this blowout. I'd love to do my job well as a commentator and say this is the reason, but look, they're just outplaying the Flyers, plain and simple.
Yep. And nothing defensively seems to be working for the Northern Flyers. It seems to be loose defense that's allowing the Southside Riptide to just get up the field easily, and then they tighten in the end zone, but for these players, it's easy for them once they're at the end zone.
Narang with a nice pull.
Forces Davis to go to ground. Oh, that's just great awareness by Mazar.
Yeah, legendary one-hand catch. Christie's going long.
Loses the hat. Not quite. Christie having a look around, surveying the field.
Very casual.
Big hammer over the top.
Chest mark by Dignam.
Great grab.
D to D again. Davis to Dignam. Look at this casual, cheeky pushy up the line to Davis. Dignam, outstretched hand. I'm here. Give me a challenge. Oh, that wasn't a challenge. That was just basic catching 101 practice.
Yeah, Sean Lace screaming for the no line, but there's not much you can do with that high release backhand push pass.
No.
I think even if you tried marking up the line.
What I really liked about the casualness of that is that Christie was actually leaning backwards as he did it, pushing away from it. So, look, Flyers, with that little pushy by Christie, it shows that they're not panicking, okay? It shows that they're still playing a nice, fun, relaxed, casual game, which I believe sometimes you need to do in order to, score. You need to have fun, because sometimes if it gets too serious, then you get down on yourself, you get very down on your teammates. You tend up overthinking catches and throws, and you're not in that sort of like mindset, that space you need to be to just pinpoint perfect everything.
Yeah, definitely agree. And they're, of course, the team at the top of the table, so what they've been doing has been working. So why change the plan? They know it works. We get another zone here. Just trying to stop this downfield stuff.
Yeah, looking for a hammer to Eichner or Edgeworth on the near side. I suspect. There we come. Here it comes. That's a big one. Yeah, Justin, both back feet. I don't know if you're watching the back feet there, but he was Edgeworth, the assist. Sorry, yeah, the assist. Right on the sideline. He will see it.
Yeah, and I think
watch his back. I can't see his back feet, but there's that sideline. He just managed to get them both within an inch and a half inside as he came down. It could have gone either way. And then Roberts with the safe catch in the end.
Yeah, that's just a great grab by Edgeworth as well. Just great awareness. Came down on his tippy toes as well, so that even if his back foot was out, he was still good.
Yeah.
You have half time now. Very fast. So this game could actually finish at 15. So we'll take a break.
Okay, we'll be back after these messages and some halftime replays.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member
and fund our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the ultimate world and beyond.
Going to be starving the under.
Welcome back after half time. I didn't get a chance to listen to the Riptide commentary in that break. I overheard a little bit of the Flyers. They were very casual at that break, really just talking about line markings, a couple of the players just sitting down separately from the rest of the group. Eventually, when they did get the talking going, Sean Davis just really asking them to rise to the challenge, see how they overcome adversity, maybe put a couple of their tools as floaters around the field, and just asking everyone to step up. Let's see what we do. We're at the hump mark of this tournament, around 5 out of 9. So, yeah, this will really determine, I think, what happens for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and I think that just matches the Northern Flyers' personalities. I think they're a bunch of chill people, and Sean Davis is really the only one who can get a little bit intense. So I think he thinks he can manage their personalities well.
Well, he did pick the team as captain.
Yep. As the Southside Riptide are coming out on offense here, and we get a mistake straight away by Narayan, and Dignam punishes it. And Northern Flyers really looking for a break here. This matchup might continue the whole night, Sean Davis versus Sean Lace.
Yeah, it's poetry in motion to watch that matchup.
Great throw.
I love that move. I really do. I want Petrie to own that a bit more. And it's like throwing it at the last moment, as we see here. He'll get the disc back in a moment, and he'll throw underneath Sanderson, but he'll just fall out to one side and not afraid to throw it at the very last second, just to get that extra bit of awareness from the defender.
Really stretching it. Almost a travel even.
Almost.
Not quite.
Maybe a slight movement, but not enough to call a travel.
Yep. Basically falling over. If he had let go of that disc just a little tiny bit later,
maybe travel could have been called.
His foot would have been off the ground. That's a good start by the Northern Flyers. Coming straight out, getting that defensive block straight away, and then just putting it in. Needs to do more of that if they want to keep in this game.
Absolutely.
Casual chat here by both teams. Not too much panicking yet. First point out of half time. We get a bit of everything here. An ambulance in the background, a plane flying over us.
Feels like we're in the States, maybe in New York somewhere.
Yeah, busy days. Oh, nutmegs, Sanderson. And Narayan making the mistake last point. Probably hoping to redeem himself here. Goes back to Sanderson.
Sorondo gets a little bit of the finger to that. That's his D. Should be marked down as.
Yep. Just a tiny bit of a hand block, I think. The Northern Flyers get another opportunity to break here.
Could have raffled that one.
Bit of miscommunication, but it works out in the end.
Donaldson needs to use a bit more of his voice, because he could have said mine and taken the goal then.
Yeah.
Speaking of which.
Just drops it there. Did everything right, except cash a disc, unfortunately.
Catches win matches.
That's true.
Applies to all similar sports like this.
Really low throw. Almost mowed the lawns there. No, that's a reach all the way down to get that one. Continuation going on.
Oh. Turnbull in there. Mazar backing up. Turnbull gets the easy D.
That's another fantastic matchup to watch out for. Turnbull versus Roberts.
Donaldson going long. And that's going outside, far side. Here's that look. puts it up. Bit too much inside out.
Yep.
Never straightened up to stay on its trajectory and actually came back.
Yeah, just the angle on that throw was just off when it came out of the hand. Works out fairly poorly, I'd say.
Less height, more distance, I think is what Petrie was after.
Back to the middle of the field where you want it. Edgeworth working hard here with the cuts. Rewarded for it. Picks it up off the ground.
Proud breaks free, but 2 peel off. Oh, gets the fingertips to it.
That was a great throw
Here's the
by
back
Edgeworth.
2 defenders in white, peeling off. Turnbull jumps early. Froud could have got one.
Proud. Maybe could have put himself in a better position there, but pretty tough when you have defenders surrounding you. You get into a bit of a panicked situation.
He got sucked in by the defenders. That was the offensive mistake he made. He should have just held his ground, had confidence in his reading skills, and just pushed the defenders under as Donaldson makes an offensive drop, allowing Froud maybe to get another opportunity to score.
Yep. Really did everything right there except catching the disc as well, Froud.
Donaldson with his second drop this point.
Yeah, might just be throwing it too low for him. Tall boy.
No excuses.
You throw it to Jack Donaldson, just throw it up.
Oh.
So he goes to the left-hand backhand.
He's been practicing that lefty. I'm going to tell him, go back to the workshop, keep practicing.
Usually not used to throw a throw like that. He usually uses it to throw it over a mark, but not to the end zone like that. You know, a lot of turns this point. Not a clean point at all.
That was great vision there by Davis. Hammer to Sorondo.
Yeah,
Donaldson's in the deep space for the Flyers and marked by Edgeworth, giving away a foot in height. I would have liked to seen that disc go towards him, but it wasn't.
definitely agree. There's just 2 people cutting into the same space there.
Sorondo's going deep, and the handlers just willing to work it amongst themselves. They're not seeing anything they like upfield. And meanwhile, there's a lot of work going on now. Donaldson's free. He's being used.
Yeah, but not too bad of a place.
And reply as well. Flyers. Well, I told you what the Flyers said at half-time, and while I wasn't convinced it would work, something has changed in this Flyers team. It means that, well, I would say that they're not turning it over as much, but we did see Donaldson drop it twice, but they're doing enough right to get the score on the board.
Yeah, they're just not getting punished for their mistakes. So the Southside Riptide have cooled down. Haven't scored a point since half-time, whereas Northern Flyers are 2 on the trot. Looking to push more. They're still 3 points down, so still a lot of work to do, which is how lopsided that first half was.
Yeah.
And we'll just get another timeout called. We'll probably jump to a quick break.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTI.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
The ultimate things in life are free, and we're keeping it that way. Subscribe to keep up with the latest games, tournaments, and community content. Share it with your team and friends, and drop a like to help spread Ultimate to more people. Spread the word, spread the love. ULTI.TV.
Right? We're coming out here responding each point and bringing the heat. Right? I love that energy from Oscar after that goal. Let's have that. Bring that heat.
Even though the Southside Riptide are closer to us, I can hear everything that Sean Davis is saying from the Northern Flyers.
And that was a lot more heat coming out of the captain's mouth from Sean Davis for the Flyers than came out at the halftime break. So I don't know whether that was to reward their effort or to fire them up even more. Maybe a little from column A and a little from column B.
I think it's exactly right. I think he's, now that they've all warmed up, he just wants to heat it up even more. Sean Davis is so pumped up now. He can smell the win.
He wants a V for this one, or a W, whichever way you want to look at it.
Put them up, clear first place. And since there's no finals in this league, whoever finishes top of the table wins.
Yeah,
So
we've got 3 round robins, each with 3 rounds in them.
yep, so 9 games in total, which means every game matters a lot.
Of course, we want to see a tight league. We want to see it happening, coming down to the wire for round 9.
And hopefully we get games that matter in round 9 that will produce a different result depending on who wins.
I think what we're all hoping for is maybe that very last game will decide the victor, and maybe not just on a wins basis, but might come down to points differential.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be something?
That would be amazing.
Let's go! Go, Nathan! You're on it, you're on it, you're on it!
Narayan fields that pull.
Does have the confidence to catch that one.
Very comfortably, yeah. He let that other one go, which we discussed earlier in the game. I like a matchup at the back there. We've got Turnbull and Eichner.
Yeah, the difference now is we're seeing the Northern Flyers defense is tightening up a bit up the field. Last half, Southside were just sending it up to whoever they wanted, but having to work a lot harder now. McKenzie, the big.
Yeah, I think that was out anyway. If we have a look at this here, see that cone, and might have been in, might have been out if he dragged his foot and caught it.
Tough either way.
It did come behind the rain. He did have to adjust. I think it was a good look by McKenzie going to that far side, changing up from the near third to the far third.
Yeah, definitely agree. It was a good look, but yeah, obviously that's also just the Northern Flyers pressure forcing that throw a bit as well. And this
Good
fast
quick
offense,
movement.
they're going straight away. Dignam is a good option.
Easy as you like.
3 in a row.
Put the kettle on. I'll be home soon, Mum. I want to finish this off. Flyers are saying enough is enough. We're going to just get 10 in a row and win this one, put ourselves top of the league.
Yeah, that. Sean just managing the personalities perfectly, I guess, knowing when to cool down, when to hype up.
It is an art. It is a skill.
It is working. And of course, it's that defense that's really tightening up. I think that's making the difference for them. Bit more subtle and hard to see, but they are just making Southside Riptide work a little bit harder, working up the field. As we get Sean Davis not playing this point, Nathan Dignam also having a rest after that run. Might have to see someone else stepping up this point from Northern Flyers. They want to continue on.
I think that's a measured call by Sean Davis, the captain, so that he can instill a bit more confidence in the rest of his team so that they can understand and know that they can still win points without him or Dignam.
At the same time, you don't want Southside Riptide to gain any more momentum back.
No.
Might give them the confidence. Big ball here.
Petrie lets one loose.
Hell yeah! Hurro! Hurro! We know what to do! Hurro!
Fumbles the disc a little bit, we managed to pick it up. Seems to be a horizontal stack here, so 3 handlers for upfield horizontally instead of the traditional vertical stack.
Edgeworth is going long, looked off. Mackenzie with it in hand, centres it to Lace. Mazar gets enough of a phantom D. Did he get a finger? It doesn't matter. The turnover has been executed. He wanted the double happiness, but he turned blind. He turned blind at the end there. He thought it wasn't coming.
There was also very trigger happy there. And Sean Lace opting not to chase after the disc for the 3 fantasy points. Conserving energy for this offense. Winning games is more important than fantasy points.
Yeah, I think Mazar disappointed for many different reasons there. Miscommunication, probably the biggest one.
Yeah. Just very trigger happy there. Can't remember who threw it. Might have been Petrie, I'd imagine. But he was not expecting it. So that one just sails to Edgeworth's hands, but cleaned up. Who is that on the side? Proud. It's really well played. Long White just sends that one.
Lace, 2 safe hands. Can you get any safer hands on the field than Sean Lace? I don't think so. As he spikes the disc with a kick.
See this.
No hesitation. Up it goes.
That's just a great throw. It's a fast cutter. And they'll feel better about that one.
Riptide reach a magic number 9 in my opinion. Psychologically, they've been stuck on 8 for a while, so moving it to a 9, 1 short of 10, I think is going to do Riptide wonders, and it might have a negative effect on Flyers.
Yeah, just losing 3 in a row there. If they lost the 4th one, that would feel really bad.
7-8. Totally different feel to 6-9.
Definitely agree with that. Just having that 3-point buffer just makes it a little bit more comfortable.
Good save there, right?
Now both teams taking a lot of time on this line. Makes me think there's something creative coming up.
20 minutes of play left, so it's not really worth biding time or playing for time at the moment, especially with only 3 points the difference.
Agreed, which is why I think there might be some sort of tactic coming up, or maybe they're just fine-tuning details of offense or defense.
Yeah, a bit of tactical play, but also it's easy for us to sit down on the sideline here and commentate, but I really do think that these players have been running hard the last 3 or 4 points.
That's so true.
I missed that one. Did you see that one, George?
Not sure. Might have Edgeworth cramping up or
gone down.
Hopefully nothing too bad.
Kicks the water bottle as he comes into his chair and sits down. He's not happy. I think he might be feeling something in his ribs, maybe.
Yeah, that would be quite unfortunate. Of course, coming right back from an injury. Hopefully it's something small.
Transitioning to match defense.
Yeah, that's just a bit messy here. Just running around. Nathan Dignam kind of running around like a hellish chook, but he might get rewarded for this.
Oh, Eichner doing enough.
That's just enough to put him off.
Yeah. Coming in with heavy feet, does a big jump. And reversal of colours, what we saw from Froud before. He misread that disc. In that case, we had a misread by Dignam. worried out of the catch by the defence.
Yeah, and that's why you just keep chasing the offensive play. Even if you're out of it, you might just do enough to distract them. Kenzie getting a lot of the disc here. Staying back as a handler.
Trying to get Mazar out of that poachy lane. Big call by Naran. Causes 2 other players to get out of the way.
Kenzie, unfortunately, she just wasn't expecting that one. It's on the wrong foot.
Yeah.
Christie runs to the disc to pick it up. Usually a very laid-back character.
Sorondo's going deep. Sorondo's going to the break side.
Very open here. Locktool. They switched.
Flyers content just to move the disc around. I like the play. Davis attacking.
Very physical. Flyers put another one in.
2 the difference.
Getting close. Of course it was going to be that at full strength.
So we're down at the casino. We're at the bar having a couple of drinks. Up on the scoreboard, we've got the odds and the tote for this game. Where do you put your money at the end? On Flyers or Riptide for the W?
At this stage, oh, it might be close. I think I'd put on the Flyers at the moment. They've just got all the momentum in the world.
They are looking strong at the moment. They've pulled a number back. And look, I normally play it safe as most people do, and my money would normally go on Riptide. But this could go either way. And I think if I wanted the long odds, I'm going to put my money on Flyers.
I agree. Still 18 minutes of gameplay, so plenty of time until time cap. Flyers are looking good. They've scored 4 points since the half. So the Riptide's 1. And they just look in control. The Riptide are looking a bit shaky. Their defense isn't as tight as the first half. Whereas the Flyers have just improved on everything.
Look how casual they look on that line there.
Yeah, they're a bunch of casual people. You know, you were talking before about how Chrissie's still very casual with his throws, his catches, but that's just how he is, regardless of how the game state is. He's just casual in gameplay. Petrie with pulling duties again, with a great pull before.
Identical replay. This time Lace catches it instead of letting it go to turf.
Yep. It's just a horizontal stack here.
Hard-working middle pair.
Yeah, so 3 back. And they're just passing between each other as they're looking for any sort of option upfield. Davis not marking.
Okay, now we've got 1 or 2 free. Dignam sees that, goes to poach off.
Lacious puts that deep.
And again, this is the 3rd time which I've spotted. I'm sure it's happened more times. The defensive pressure has forced the offensive player to underrun the disc and have it go over their head. Look at this. Petrie coming in, forces Froud into a aggressive offensive stance, having to attack that disc, but not having the height or presence of mind to sort of understand what is happening, that the defense is manipulating him.
Yeah, but when you're taught ultimate, you're taught to attack the disc, so it could just be a force of habit.
You got to know how high you can jump, though, to attack it.
True.
You can't always keep attacking it and not come down with it. Turnbull.
Almost deed by his own teammate there. As Dignam, I think, took a swipe at that.
Yeah, that would have been funny from our position, but not from the Flyers' position.
Definitely not.
See this again.
It's well read.
Yeah, I'll let you have it, he says. Turnbull had no idea realistically if it was his own teammate or someone else. But he went up nice and strong, wasn't worried out of it, came down with it, slammed it into the ground. Good celebration.
Always love a cheeky spike. Not when I'm on the other team.
No, that was a spike with good energy, a good feel good vibes energy.
Yeah.
I'm all for those.
The higher level you get, I feel the more acceptable they are, because you have to work much harder.
I'm not a big fan of the angry spike, the in-your-face spike,
I agree.
the yeah, we're coming back at you, sort of in your face. That's just who I am, though. Not everyone is like me, and thank goodness for that. What a boring world that would be. But yeah, that was very happy with that celebration, and Turnbull would be as well, and as would his Flyers teammates.
Yeah, definitely. They're coming back, for real. It's a we're coming back happily kind of spike.
Talked about their casual style of play, and that fits right in with that mould.
So now they're only 1 point behind. It's close. The odds would be getting worse by the second. So luckily we put our money in earlier.
Yeah.
Jack Donaldson here. Big pull, you'd imagine.
Yeah.
Usually I'm pulling duties here.
Inside out, backhand. Comes back nicely to the middle of the field. Mackenzie will field it.
Not too bad. Let it drop to ground as well. So
Lace going long. Narayan doesn't have that throw. Doesn't feel like he wants it.
Yeah, also has Dignam on him, so not the greatest of options. As they do a switch.
That's a good switch. Froud is free, but Lace already looking for the dump.
Yeah, Mazar just so smart.
And Eichner juking. Watch this cut in. Eichner's going towards the line, cuts back at the last moment. That was a great throw by Mackenzie if Eichner had kept his line. And again, ABCs, basics here. When you're cutting towards the disc, don't juke your line, don't change it. I always say cut all the way to the line. Make the line your pinball.
Walker just puts the disc to ground there, making it difficult for Dignam.
Froud's free, over the top.
Another opportunity here for the Riptides to try to put one in.
That's been, whoa. Mackenzie,
not giving up
at one stage, was the fastest player in South Australia. And for my money, I thought he would get nowhere near that disc. Eichner pulled out of the play way early, and Mackenzie didn't give up. And that's what I love seeing about Mackenzie. Never give up. And look, if maybe we wound the clock back 5 years, he might have gained an extra 2-3 metres. If he didn't have the current injury he's holding, I think he would have caught that. But he didn't.
Yeah. Does need to rewind the clock a lot for that, but not quite the same player that she was back in the day. As we get Northern Flyers another opportunity here. Oh, great throw into the middle, but the pick was called, so this will go back. Very anticlimactic pick calls are, unfortunately. Ruins the flow of the game, but are a necessary evil, as it would make defense way too hard to play if it wasn't the case. Yeah, Mazar back here. So many options. Davis puts it up, and that's just height. You can't teach height.
You can't, and Donaldson has it in spades. He won the genetic lottery there.
And look at this, Sean Davis slides down.
Knows how to take pace off of his run so that he doesn't go too far backwards with that slide.
No hesitation, just stands up straight away. And You can't teach height.
No. Sanderson, the old man, did well to get into that battle, though. Didn't quite get there quick enough or do enough to stop Donaldson from catching it in the end, though. So, we're playing 0-0 from the start again now.
Yeah, and just as quick as they conceded a 6-point lead, they've managed to claw it all back. Actually, a 5-point lead. And Sean really hyped up now.
The Flyers very happy with this half as Dignam comes off from a well-deserved break, and he says to his teammates, good game, good half, and they have had a good half.
Definitely. I don't think he would agree that the whole game was good, which is why he probably corrected himself quickly to say it's a good half. But if they win, it'll be a good game overall, I think. Unfortunately, still a bit more work for them to do. Game's not over yet.
Sean Davis asking, intensity is the key word. Word of the night, intensity for Flyers.
Yep.
Intensity on the mark, intensity on the handlers. And that's not coming back.
That's going to go very far. That was out for a long time. So let's get it halfway up the field from the sideline.
I have a feeling it's possibly a little bit further down, but we'll play it just in front of the central commentary position here in our booth.
Yep. Davis just doing
a fast count. That's a very fast count.
Yeah, I agree with that. Sounded quite fast.
Even if it's 10 and you took an extra second to throw. Yeah, but you were wrapping the 10. You said 9 times. Even if it's 10 and you took an extra second to throw. Even if you delay, you still on 10. You know what I mean? I said 10 and then you threw it.
So Sorondo is talking about the rule here. Fast count was called after the throw. The T on 10 did get counted. I always find this an interesting scenario, actually, when they go 9-10. T in 10 is what you need in order to get the stall out, but you're not counting to 11, so you don't get the opportunity to say fast count before 10.
That's true.
What's the deal there, George? Can someone write in and let us know? We go 8, 9, 10, you don't get a chance to say fast count. The T in 10's already come out. You're probably throwing the disc because you're panicking. What's the deal? If you know, please write in comments.
And it's very common as well.
Yeah.
And Patrick pulling out of that. Christie not wanting to force some sort of terrible contact. As the Riptide try to put their first point in after a while.
Oh, straight in the way of Patrick Christie.
Just read that so well.
Easy backhand, way too low. Afterburners on the disc.
And we missed it, but...
There we go, there we go. You can see that just travelling at light speed.
I was still watching the replay as I watched the disc squeeze right by in the corner of my eye. Just went way too far.
Davis not on the same page as us here at ULTI.TV. We were thinking maybe a slow turn. Here's a replay, but no, Davis picking up that disc straight away as he sees Donaldson stream deep, but didn't give it enough height and float for Donaldson at all.
Yeah, but unfortunately now the Southside Riptide have to work all the way from the back of the end zone.
How many turns before this point is over is my question.
I'm going to guess and say one more. I think the Riptide might turn this one over and the Flyers will put it away.
It feels that way at the moment, doesn't it? It really feels as though both teams initially start off okay and then they want to get that extra score on the board, so they rush the last one.
Yeah.
Saronda on the mark again, wanting a stall out.
Roberts completely free because of the poach.
Okay, I think we've got more of a straight up mark happening at the moment.
Yeah, they just don't want to allow the deep throw, which is where they've been threatening. They've got Roberts and Warren White who can be super threatening in the end zone. And of course, Eichmann with this right here.
Bigger cards, Blue, bigger cards.
Is there another pick is called.
Pick called.
More than just a pick and full-on collision.
And they both reach for their ankles at the same time.
Oh, it's after the pick as well.
Roberts and Christie on the ground as we were watching that replay. Warren White, as you can't just see to the right of screen, is just lurking in that dangerous
He'll be picked up quickly by Christie. Big around here. It's a lace. They're just working it slowly. Fundamental ultimate right here. Let's get another pick call.
Now, something we haven't mentioned for quite some time is the weather, and the temperatures dropped to a really nice, comfortable evening play. But more importantly, we have zero wind to speak of.
Yeah. It's very cool, which is surprising because it's another warm day tomorrow. It's very hot during the day today.
So Adelaide experiencing high 30 degrees Celsius.
Yep. The last couple of days, definitely feeling that. So right in the end zone. Possibility for Riptide to get a score on the board. Going all the way around to Mackenzie.
Wachtel.
Just enough pressure there.
Haven't seen much of Wachtel, but he pulls out his identity card when he needs it to say, I'm here.
Yeah, I think he definitely got a hand onto that. Just push it away from Roberts. He'll put on the burners a couple times a game. He'll make sure it's influential though, as he makes the first cut here. He's completely free. Not quite. It's the hammer. Not quite hitting the mark.
We've got 78 minutes on our clock, but word has it that we're going to get the full-time call very soon.
Yeah, and that might be a costly mistake by Davis. You never want the disc right here. Makes you feel a bit nervous as the defense. And this man right here, Sean Lace, knows how to put the disc in the end zone. And Warren White knows how to catch discs in the end zone. So they make it look very easy. One minute until time cap is called, so you'd imagine it would happen during the next point.
Yes, so we could have a universe point situation. That would be exciting. I'd like that.
I would love that. Even if the Southside Riptide win it, if the Northern Flies win 2 in a row, it's still universe point.
Yeah.
Either way, it's a close game.
So we are going to finish this point, which has currently started, even though we haven't had the pool yet. And then we'll add one to the highest score after this point is concluded. This current point is concluded. We'll play to that.
If time cap is remembered to be called.
Oh, it definitely will. I hear people muttering around me at the moment.
Yes, we're running out of people and we're all injured. Shoot up, boys. Send on. Between both of us, we'll have
15 seconds left until time cap's supposed to be called. You might imagine that call happening as the pool is going.
Time cap.
Never mind.
Time cap just being called.
Yeah, so at this point,
officially,
we'll end, and then the highest team score, you add one to that, and that's what we're playing into.
Eichner sends one towards the skies. If it was any higher, I think we'd have to call air traffic control.
Is that a brick? Yes. They weren't sure. But Christie's going to pick the disc up. Oh. Putting together a zone here near the end of the game, and look, they haven't used much. In fact, maybe they haven't used that at all. Here's a 3-3-1, so we're going to have 3 people following the disc, kind of preventing the middle throw, and it works straight away. And this...
Just an errant throw and a little bit of a poach off of the, well, it's hard to call it a poach when it's the zone, but he read it well.
Yep. And just that different look might make it difficult.
Oh! Crowd loves what they see.
And he just makes it look casual as well. It's like he just kind of belly flopped for that one.
Was that tasty or what?
What a play by Petrie. Could be game winning. And then they just give up on the zone straight away. Back to match defense. After just one possession. Had enough.
Got to watch the sideline. Yes, toes it in. And just treading on his back foot, but he did drag that in.
Yep.
Davis directing everyone back because he wants a bit of an advantage.
Yep, wants a bit of that run up. Head of steam as he goes up the line. And nobody in his way. He's got
Donaldson's going long. Not seeing that.
A big up push pass.
I wish I had those skills.
That's a bit of a Rex throw, I think. That's a creative throw. Might be a highlight in a future package.
Very creative.
Getting all the Flyers pick up the intensity here. And we're going to Universe. 10-all.
We have a timeout called as we enter Universe Point. Stay tuned, stay on the edge of your armchairs, get a drink, tell your friends, your people, you are watching a match and a half here that's about to play out in a couple of minutes' time, Universe Point. We'll be back after this message.
We believe mixed is the best for the sport, for the world. That's why we're making a global showcase, starting in Europe, made in Amsterdam. ULTI.TV. ULTI.net. Enjoying the show? Show your support for the live stream and the people making the show. Buy a super chat or super sticker on YouTube directly. Select your donation and type your message to the world. And share. All donations go into directly funding new shows. Buy a super sticker or super chat now. Thank you.
Right now, he's gonna have to bid. Just a football.
Huge layout block, unbelievable stuff on the front corner of the end zone.
Maybe just that boost of energy they needed. Huge swing pass and a great grab there from Spear.
Flash off 2. 1, 2, Flyers!
We're back with Universe Point here.
So George,
yes,
you're hearing what I'm hearing here down at ground level for that Flyers, and it seems like each time Sean Davis speaks to his team, he manages to up their energy level one more notch.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And it feels like the intensity has just picked up constantly. He knows how to control it. Even at halftime, they were down. He kept it cool. And then as they continued to claw back into the game, the intensity just picks up every time. You can hear him on the line from here. Good 30 meters away, and you hear him so clearly.
So do you think the energy level for this Flyers team is cranked to 11 yet? Have we seen, or are we going to see what they are capable of in this point, or not?
Well, I'd say it's currently a 10, as they're on 10 points. If they manage to score, I'll say yes, they cranked it up to 11.
Cranked it up to 11, I like that.
But they start on defense here, so they are at an inherent disadvantage. And Southside Riptide also coming out with a win on Universe last week, so they might have a bit of Universe point experience here.
So I'm looking at both lines here, and probably, while there's not a lot in it, both teams sending in what could be considered their strongest 7.
Yeah, definitely agreed. Fortunately, Edgeworth still injured, so still out of the game.
That one's going to stay out again. This time it does exit the field a little bit further up this time. Previously exiting in front of our position, now gaining maybe an extra 6 to 7 metres, I reckon.
Not much in it. And they might still just take from the middle of the field if that's the case.
Yep, electing to take the brick option. So this level, I think giving away an extra 18 metres is not a good thing.
That's true.
You want them to fight for it from the back of their end zone. Matchup so incredibly important here at this point in time.
Yep, Dignam and Davis on the handlers.
Turnbull on the ground, giving Eichner a free. Like Dignam's use there of poaching into the lane, stopping the huck.
Yeah, everybody just kind of poaching now, so a couple of free options here. Tightening up again though.
Over the halfway mark. Now we're approaching that knocking on the door at the red zone. Break side throw.
And they win it. They've come out with a win.
Eichner to Roberts.
That's great vision there by Eichner. So you have a look at here at the final point. They just cram it up that sideline.
And this is always the throw to go for over the other side. We saw Mackenzie try one before down the other end, didn't work. This time for the W. Riptide 11, Flyers 10. Just briefly, how'd you find that game?
One of the best games of the season, honestly. It's exhilarating watching the Northern Flyers come back from that huge deficit. We thought it was going to be a complete blowout, but
yeah, well, I lost my money at the table.
That's all right. So did
betting
I.
on Flyers, but I'm happy with the result anyway. Look, thank you for ULTI.TV. Thank you for watching at home. Thank you for Double Happiness and also Peak Performance bringing you this live stream. We're just over the halfway mark now, and we look forward to seeing you for the next 4 Mondays. So please join us, tell your friends. My name's Phil Shields.
And I'm George Wrong.
Thank you.